In southwest London, members of a notorious criminal gang are about to get an unwelcome visit. There's no doubt the overwhelming majority of the public support the police when it comes to targeting those responsible for violent crime. But more widely, the image of the service has certainly been dented by a string of controversial events.
I want to make it absolutely clear that I did not use the words that have been attributed to me.
Around half of those questioned by Sky News believe the police have a culture of covering up their own mistakes. Britain's most senior policeman acknowledges the system for dealing with complaints isn't perfect.
There is a system in place. I'm sure it can always improve. And clearly if people do have doubts about that system, it will concern me. Because as much as the public want to get to the bottom of these complaints, so do I.
The majority of those we spoke to still have trust in the job the police do, often dangerous work, where just days ago officers in London confronted armed criminals and recovered 8 firearms.
We are robust in our policing methods, but we are also very sensitive as well, and that's why we work with a range of different community groups who advise us. But ultimately, if a firearm is in existence on the streets of London, that poses a real threat, not just to the police, but to the communities as well.
It's areas like Hackney in East London where gun violence is felt most acutely. Community relations with the police can be tense at times, but there are many here who are extremely grateful for the work they do.
Personally, I haven't seen any wrong side of the police. Whenever I needed them, they were there. I feel protected by them.
Just targeting young black boys, and where there's bigger crimes out there for them to, bigger things for them to set up, but they're not doing that.
I can't really say that they don't do their job, because when I got stabbed in my back, they were the first ones there.
But senior officers, particularly in inner cities, acknowledge they need to do more to engage with those who trust them least. One area of continued concern is the use of stop and search powers.
How are you doing? You alright? Yeah, not bad. Where you come from?
Stop and search, particularly in some communities, remains highly controversial. Police have evolved the tactic to try to take account of some of those concerns, but they insist it remains a vital component in detecting and preventing crime. The Met's Territorial Support Group now routinely deploy plainclothes teams so they can better target those they stop and search. Like this woman who offered to sell drugs to one of the undercover officers. Searching her, they found what's believed to be cocaine. This man was less than happy to be stopped.
Hey, give me money, man.
But the officers say that's because he's a known drug dealer with a string of previous convictions. Police know that despite their efforts to engage with the community, for some the use of stop and search will always be seen as provocative. Mark White, Sky News.